It was, on a bright August afternoon, a scene of suburban tranquillity, the cricket screens and pavilion adding an essentially British quality. Virtually the last place one would imagine a series of murderous assaults to be effected on young women. But the white scene of crime tent placed roughly at short mid-on by the cricket square, and the plastic cordon tape fluttering in the summer breeze, quickly reminded me of my awful purpose in being there. From where I stood, within the distance of a lusty knock from a Sunday slogger with his eye in, at least 3 young women had been battered on the head for fun. One was dead, and the other 2 would never be the same again. And less than 2 miles away, Marcia MacDonald, too, had lost her short life in the same way. Taking in the scene, the phrase "unlikely to be linked" sprung to mind again, and seemed ever less sensible an appraisal. As I walked around, my phone was ringing constantly. Information, snippets, suggestions. The local community, shocked, frightened, and desperate to help, were coming forward in droves. Much of it made little sense, but somewhere within the deluge of detail which always follows such outrages, the key might be hidden. So every phone call, every visit to the mobile police station situated just down from Arthur's restaurant, was logged, recorded, and considered. One of the first apparent leads was a sighting of a man hanging around and smoking roll-ups by one of the cricket sight screens at about 10 p.m. The witness said he resembled Diego Maradona, the disgraced Argentinian footballer. This made a welcome change from looking like Phil Mitchell from EastEnders, the description that seemed to arise in most major investigations at the time. So, as well as collecting all the fag butts from around the area for DNA analysis, I needed the sight screen examined for fingerprints. Nobody could say whether Maradona was our man, but at this stage I needed to at least preserve any means of identifying him, just in case. Practical problem number 1. Cricket sight screens are very large, at least when compared to police vans. Since one of the most sensitive ways of disclosing latent finger marks is to fume the object with vaporized superglue, a detailed examination in situ was not an option either. It was time for some lateral thinking. Towing it to the laboratory was considered, but discounted on the grounds that not only might the unsprung iron wheels not be up to the trip, but that the effect on London's traffic of a police car dragging a sight screen 10 miles at 4 miles per hour might quickly dissipate the massive public support we were enjoying. Finding a suitable low-loader was proving difficult, so the local fire brigade was summoned. Using their equipment normally reserved for cutting casualties out of wrecked cars, the screens were disassembled with care untypical of the brigade, carefully wrapped for transit, and taken away. Whether batting then became more difficult for the rest of the summer, I'm not sure, but I know that the Metropolitan Police did eventually buy the club a lovely set of new screens, in time for the following season. We never did find any prints on the screens, nor, for that matter, the true identity of Maradona,